What's up, people? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to jump on here. We're gonna see who jumps on the live today. I just got back to my house and it got me thinking about some things. I haven't been tapping into the YouTube for a couple weeks, seems like. So wanted to show up and I'm looking for two people. All right. Before I get into that though, one of these is going to be an artist. One of these is going to be a shop owner. I'm gonna give, we're gonna wait a couple minutes before I get into this so I can get some people on here, give you guys a chance to jump on. While we're waiting for everybody, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know, are you an artist working in a shop or are you a shop owner? I wanna know that. I also wanna know where you are tuning in from. You know, I should probably start doing these about this time of day because I wake up way too fucking early and it doesn't seem like many people jump on here on the lives in the morning. So let me know, while we're waiting for everybody to jump on here, I'm looking for two people. One of them's a shop owner, one of them's an artist. Let me know which kind, are you a shop owner or are you an artist, where you're tuning in from right now. I'm gonna break up a little bit of weed. We're gonna have a discussion. I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Also, it'd be helpful to know a little bit about, you know, how long you've been following. How'd you hear about me? Looks like we got Banning, California. You know, if you know my live videos, if you've been on one of these before, you know I like to, you know, answer questions. I like to do everything I can to help y'all and just make this an engaged conversation rather than some weird shit where I'm like staring at a plastic screen and I got some people just creeping in the shadows. So if you drop a comment, let me know where you're in from. Okay, we got Banning, California, an artist. And then we got Houston in the house. What up, David? Bloodline Tattoos. Okay, are you a shop owner or are you an artist? You the owner of Bloodline? Looks like David says he's been following for years on Instagram and I like a lot of your tattoo work. Awesome. I didn't even know. I wonder what your I don't recognize your YouTube name. I wonder what your Instagram name is. All right, so for the okay, we got some more. Let me get through these. Limitless says you helped me with some technique. I've been following you for a couple years. King David. Okay, yeah, I recognize that name. What's up, dog? All right, so do we got any shop owners here? Or is it all artists working in the shop? Just curious. So most shop owners, it looks like, we got 2, maybe 3 commenters. I'm gonna need the creeps in the shadows to come on out, all right? I wanna know who's on here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, there we go. Ah, Mackenzie. Let's see here. So we got Mr. John Mackenzie Santiago. Man, it's good to hear from you, bro. I recognize you. All right, so looks like we got more artists here. So I'm gonna go with artists right now. So for shop owners, I'm looking for somebody that already owns a shop somebody that already has their own thing going on, already has artists in it, but needs more rocket power. I want to partner with one person, one shop owner. They got to be in America. They got to be in the United States. Basically, what I would do is I would bolt on my marketing system for a percentage of the revenue. I don't know if there's any shop owners on here, but so I'm not going to go too much into that. But if you are a shop owner, reach out on Instagram. We'll talk more about that. But artists, let's talk about artists, you know, because most tattoo artists, they want more growth, right? And I got a question for you guys. If you had to label what you want as an artist, growth, I'm assuming you want growth. Maybe I'm wrong. But what does growth mean to you? And we'll say 3 words. Because most tattooers, that's what I've found, is they want growth in some kind of way. What does that mean to you? Okay, so Mackenzie says more knowledge. We got Rafael from Brazil. What's up, bro? Okay, so that could mean knowledge, you know, better skills, you know, maybe more money, more clients, more opportunities, more of a reputation, more freedom, right? Seems like all those are, you know, things that we all give a shit about. I could be wrong, but that seems to be the things that I know to artists to care about. Okay, here we go. Expansion, connection, structure. Structure, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever had an artist that said they wanted more structure, at least admitted that. Okay, Raphael says, growing to me is reaching my goals as an artist. Okay, what are your goals? What kind of goals? Are they personal goals? Are they art goals? Are they money goals? Are they financial goals? Producing better work, more efficiency, and a bigger clientele. Yep, cool. So it looks like we're all on kind of the same page. That's what I found is most artists want more growth, and what that really means is it means more growth in learning, more growth in money, more growth in opportunities, something like that, right? And when it comes down to it, like, we fucking this isn't a regular job, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something where you get paid by your hours. Although you can charge an hourly rate, doesn't mean you get paid for every hour, right? But tattoo artists charge so much per hour that we should be thriving no matter what. Every single one of us should be thriving. We should be winning. We should be getting the clients that value us. We should be getting enough of them to where we can pay our bills without stressing. You know, we should be thriving, not starving, not stressing, worrying about when our next client's going to come in. Are they going to be able to, you know, are they going to pay my price, yada, yada, yada. We shouldn't be worrying about none of that. And in fact, we don't really need to. I'm not saying in your certain circumstance you don't need to, because I don't know what it is. But it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, I believe that tattoo artists in general, we work too hard to not get paid what we're worth. But the problem is we get in our own way. We get in our own way, and a lot of it comes down to our beliefs, our environment, or our actions. For example, you know, spending $200 on business cards versus spending $200 on something else. Those are going to result in two different results. I'm not saying one's better or one's worse, but they're going to result in two different things. And when I opened my shop, out of frustration of working in shops from Utah to Miami. I got fired from Miami Tattoo Company, which 11 years ago, it was Miami Inc.'s biggest competitor. We were blocked down. It was in Miami Beach. And it was when Miami Inc. had the show, right? but we had the more artistic guys. We had a more Chris Garvers. They had one Chris Garver. So we had a lot more artists there that cared more about the art rather than the TV show. Working through all these shops, I found some cool things, some things that were like, all right, I can see a point to that, and all shops work differently. But there was a lot of things in every shop. Nearly in every shop, there's at least one thing that's just like, why is this in play? And I would always challenge those things. I would always try to figure things out. And in fact, in other people's shops, it was nothing but annoying. Like, fuck, man, I would never want to hire somebody that would be questioning the system that I put in design that works. But I was doing that myself when I was younger, unfortunately. But through that, I built a one-of-a-kind type of tattoo studio. That's what we call Savage. Like, it's not just a cool name on a shop. Like, we have a totally different system that's operating at our studio. And I want to tell you guys more about that, because when I said I was looking for an artist, I'm looking for an artist to bring to Utah and really put in the right environment to give them that growth that I was talking about that every artist wants. And I don't believe that me personally, that I can give you the growth, but I can support just like with every one of my artists in my studio, I can give you the environment where as long as you have your shoes laced up, you step on that fucking court, you're going to blast off. It's like a booster. It's nitric oxide. But if you don't work, or you're not organized, or you're not prepared for the opportunity, it's not going to work out. And but I want to talk about some of the main core things, and I hope you guys get some value out of this. Whether you're in a position and we're a good fit for what I'm looking for or not, because I think there is some value. And what I've noticed is because at my shop right now, full transparency, my system, we've been open 8 years now, right? I opened my shop when I was 23. I'm 31 now. And my shop is running in a way where I'm able to live in Miami across the country, and it works really well. We have shop meetings 1 time per week, and everybody's happy there. Everybody gets their freedom. They get their growth. They get enough clients. They get clients that want their style. See, that's the thing with my shop is back then, I realized this rotation rule that was in every shop was fucking everything up. And you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Where, if you work in a shop, everybody that comes in, as far as clients, they get put in a rotation, all the walk-ins. Who's up next? Who's up next? Who's up next? I worked in a bunch of shops where I was doing the portraits, and I seen a bunch of portraits get fucked up because I was the last one to do it. Another one came in. The person who wasn't ready for a portrait was doing the portrait, but because they were the person in the rotation rule. I remember I seen what that did in certain styles. It wasn't just me like seeing, oh, this dude did the Japanese when this dude should have did the Japanese, but because he was the one in the rotation, he was up. I could see how it made it fair financially for the artist, but I also could see how what that actually did to the vibe of the team, to number one, the client. Client's always at an L because in a rotation rule, it's always the person who can get it done the soonest, not the person who can get it done the best. I'm gonna turn on this light right here because I look like a fucking crackhead with no light over here. There we go. Let's get some bright lights. So when I opened my shop, that was one of the big things is I was like, all right, how do I not do the rotation rule thing here? How do I make a shop where it's not just a team and I'm just saying it's a team, but it's really a team dynamic and it's naturally? Well, I needed a system, and in simple, there's a lot to it, but in simple, this is what it looks like. I needed a system where everybody that wants a tattoo from my company, they don't get to walk into the shop. Instead, they have to fill out a form and tell me what they want so that I have time to match them with the right artist that fits that style. What this does is it allows me, number one, there's no walk-ins, which, yeah, we're losing out on business. But we all know, any artist that's been really booked up knows the quality of client that comes from walk-ins. We all know that. And sometimes there's good clients that come out of that. Sometimes you got to just make ends meet. But when you get a certain level of booked up, you don't want to deal with the walk-ins. And so I designed my shop in Utah for a client, for an artist to get busy, for an artist not to be overwhelmed, but for an artist to get busy to where they can get booked out. There's no walk-ins, which means artists don't have to sit at my shop from 1 to 9 p.m., even though the shop hours are that. All their consultations are scheduled based on their schedule that they make. So if my man wants, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day, or just a couple days per week, to where he's only doing consults that time, and anybody that wants to get a tattoo from him has to schedule on his time. What this whole system does is not only does it allow each individual artist to get the style of projects that they enjoy every time. They can say no to the other ones and pass them on to somebody in our shop that enjoys that style. So they get that freedom and flexibility rather than that weird vibe of thinking, oh shit, the shop owner won't let me, the shop owner gets mad if any money walks out the door, so I got to take this on. Like, there's none of that shit. So you get the right clients. Not only that, but you get the consults and stuff on your time. And let me tell you this, somebody having a consultation with you that had to schedule in advance a couple days versus somebody that just walked into the shop, the conversation's different. You know what I'm saying? When you say your price, the way they take it is different. Somebody's a lot more serious when they've scheduled an appointment to get with you versus somebody who's not willing to do that. So it's all scheduled. And what this also allows artists to do is, all my artists, if they're at the shop, they're working on their clients on their schedule. They don't have to be there. They can take their consultations over phone from anywhere, from their house. A lot of them like to do that. Sometimes they like to do it just wherever they're at. And if they're working, or if they're at the shop, they're working. But they don't have to be there X amount of days or anything. It's just they're there when they've set up their appointments. They're not there when they're not. So they get to have a life outside of the shop. They're not bound to the shop based on the shop hours. If they're at the shop, it's valuable. It's worth it. If they're not, they get time to chill. Before I go on more on this, I want to read some of these comments. Man, I haven't even finished rolling my blunt. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so looks like we got Death Rider here. Let's give him a round of applause. Looks like Death Rider, he wants some attention, guys. It looks like he says, my shop is overpriced. And why go there when there's 5 Ink Masters in Utah? Yeah, why? You're right. Why go there? I'm not sure, but a lot of people do. I don't think people give a shit about an Ink Master as much as Death Rider does. No, our shop's not diverse either. Even though every single artist I deliberately brought in from another state, we're not diverse at all. You're right. I didn't hire people based on their style. You know my business more than me. Why don't you give us your Instagram, buddy? Let's get you some fans and followers. I know you like this attention. What up, Infinite Syndicate? So that's basically kind of how our shop works. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Now I can't get the comments off the screen. Shit. There we go. Bam, no comments. Cool. So I'm gonna roll this blunt. So yeah, we got a team of 6 artists. I've got my advertiser, I've got a VA, and I've got a shop manager. So it's actually a team of 9. But we are looking to add one more artist. If I can't have an 8th artist until I build the top of the shop, I would have to do that. But we can have a 7th artist. We are ready for one. We're just ready for the right one. I wonder if Mr. fucking Ghost Rider here, or whatever the fuck cocksucker's name was, what kind of style you think we should add to the shop, bro? Since you're Mr. Critique here, you know what I'm saying? We're not diverse. What should we add to our shop, buddy? Should we add an Ink Master just for you? Okay, looks like we got Osiris. I like this question. What were the main learning lessons when starting your tattoo company? You know, that's a broad question, man. Be a little more specific when, you know, and because there's so many less, like, owning a business is pretty much the best self-development program you could ever take. Like, you can't go into a business and say, this is who I am, and expect it to run. Like, you have to change and become and learn, and you got to do pretty much what people aren't willing to do, and also be misunderstood about it, you know? Like, cocksucker over here that's talking shit, right? This guy probably has no idea what I've had to go through. I'm not sure why he's got his panties in a bunch, or why he chooses to follow my personal YouTube channel. This guy literally had to have really done and dug deep to find out where my artist content is. But that's cool, you know, because haters are still your fans too. But you know, if this guy knew some of the stuff that I've been through, in a way, if he knew the stuff, he would have no choice but to respect the stuff. Because it's a courageous path, and even the motherfuckers, like, there's a lot of people out there that consider themselves entrepreneurs, and a lot of people out there that want to start businesses. There's even less of those people that actually do start businesses. And you know what I'm saying? Like the people, the trolls on Facebook, stuff like that, they're the type of people that do not have any of that courage. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have none of the courage to go pursue their own. You know what I'm saying? So they hate on somebody that's doing it themselves. Okay. So now Death Rider gave himself up. Looks like he's, you know, and it's funny because this guy's a hater, but unfortunately his artist is actually pretty cool. You know? I raged and stabbed someone in Miami. Where'd you hear that, buddy? I don't know what. This is the thing, man. There's people that know you, and then there's people that know of you. Big difference. But we're going to keep them on here, man. I don't believe in blocking people. You know, haters are still fans. So we're going to keep them on here. Osiris, how much marketing did you do in the beginning? I'm a new tattoo artist, and I'm all ears to what you got to say. I got to ask you a question first is, okay, you're a tattoo artist. Marketing is different Uh-oh. Marketing is different if you're a tattoo artist versus a tattoo artist that owns a shop. What's your situation like? Let me know. By the way, Death Rider, you know, if somebody actually did stab somebody, it wouldn't be a wise decision to probably fuck with that person, right? I don't know. That's just me, but, you know, if I knew a motherfucker actually did stab somebody, I wouldn't be talking shit to him. All right. Man. All right, y'all. I removed him. You know, I'm all fun. I like to have fun with the haters, but if there's no logic to it, it's not fun. It's just dumb, you know? It makes me feel like I'm losing brain cells. So, we got him out of there. So, yeah, back to the question. Buddy says, my marketing is a joke. That's interesting. You know, if I can't say this, when your shop gets big enough, when your following gets big enough, when you're advertising, whatever, you will learn how to deal with the thick skin. And in fact, it's just a natural part of the process that you can't beat. Like, it doesn't matter what you put out there. There's always gonna be people like that. And so it's just part of the game. That's how I broke my last phone. Where are we at? Man, these comments are all over the place. Yeah, so but yeah, man, if you're a tattoo artist and you're looking for that growth, you know, I do want to say we're not looking for, there is a bottom, you know, we're not looking for an artist that's still learning, that's still kind of in the house. We are looking for somebody that's has more than enough skills from a shop and has advanced in probably well-rounded, but has some styles that they would prefer to pursue more. If that's you, reach out to me on the Instagram. Basically, how it works is we do a 30-day trial, and we're successful at this the last 6 times. So we've done this 6 times with my manager, and basically we teach you consultation skills. We teach you our system, and within the first 30 days, I'd like to say you're bound to take home at least $2,000. You know, obviously that's not a whole lot of money, but you know, I'd like to say there's at least that for comfort purposes, but it's different for everybody. I like to get all my artists to take home at least $4,000 a month. Otherwise, I feel like I need to step it up and help them. So if that speaks to you, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to you and see if we can get you in Utah. Cost of living is cheap out there. It's a good, clean place, good place to raise kids. One of the last artists that we brought out, he's got 9 kids and a wife. So Don't let having kids or a wife talk you out of a life-changing opportunity if everything else sounds good. Then again, I'm not gonna pitch that too much. For those that, give me some more questions. We're gonna be here for a minute. All right, looks like our questions are kind of slow, or doesn't look like anybody else has anymore. So I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm gonna jump on the Instagram live. So if you still want to tune in, catch me there. All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll talk again soon.